Well, unfortunately, we weren't able to come out with a win. We had some chances. I do think our guys played hard, but it wasn't good enough. So, we definitely have not gotten off to good starts. I applaud our team for hanging in there and playing to the end, but we got to play better football. Now, was it a good team? Yeah, it was a good team. It was a good quarterback. We had good players, good pass rushers. But we still had chances to win, and so all of us need to dive in there, and for myself and coaches all the way down, and figure out a little better plan that we can do and execute it better, because we have not, we gave away too many yards, too many points, too many big plays, and that can't happen.
Jeff, obviously playing in the top offense in the country is a difficult challenge. What are your thoughts on the defense for 4 quarters? Seems like, especially late, they started missing some tackles in key moments.
Well, I think we can play better, so that's disappointing. I think we can challenge things more. They were able to move the ball at will for the most part. We had a couple good stops there in the middle of the game. That was good. We were able to get a couple sacks. But giving up way too many big plays, giving up way too many big rushes. We weren't able to tackle people to the ground late in the game. Wore on us, and we weren't able to bring people down when we needed to. So those are things we got to get fixed if we want to try to win football games.
Jeff, 3 for 12 on third down conversions. What were some of the struggles there, not being able to kind of convert those?
Well, we had some long yardage deals. When you were doing that, that's tough to do it. We were able to move the ball and score some points. When we had to pass, we were not as efficient pass blocking, and that's been a concern. We're down a little bit on some guys, and we got to figure out a way to manage that better, I guess, and make sure that we're not allowing so much pressure on the quarterback in those situations. Those are just things we got to work through. And getting to manageable third downs would be the most important thing that we need to do. We had some negative things happen that pushed us back.
Jeff, what was your take on the fumble? A lot of times you see a play like that, when it's so close, they'll go with what they call on the field. What did you think, and as you watch some of the replays, kind of what was going through your mind and your understanding of the rule?
I thought it was a bad call. I don't know how you overturn it. I really don't. This has happened multiple times, so it's disappointing, but I don't know. I guess I was wrong. It looked to me like it was a fumble.
Coach, on the 3rd and 20, where you get Miami back up, allow Ward to get loose for that. I know you had a long run in the UVA game as well, where you got had them back, pushed back, and opted for the 4-man rush, and it seemed like the quarterback was able to get loose. Does that make you think about changing your philosophy? Giving up those 3rd and longs. Like, what's the thought process with that?
Yeah, we've really been awful on 3rd and extra long. It's been a bad down for us, and it shouldn't be. So whether you have to blitz and get the quarterback down, or whether you need to play tighter coverage, either one of those two things need to happen, and it's not happening. So that, believe it or not, down in distance has really hurt us, and it's should not happen. So it needs to get fixed.
When you look at the tackling today, do you think it was a matter of technique, or were you simply being overpowered?
Well, we've worked tackling a lot in the last couple of weeks because we haven't been great at it even before now. Wrapping up, using our body, our shoulders, our arms, tackling higher and not so low, getting more guys to the ball. All those things have to happen. Sometimes there were big piles in there, and we've got to be able to just get in there and get it done. And without question, the tackling was not good late in the game, so that needs to be fixed.
Jeff, coming in with the player, you've been around certainly some great players in a lot of football. How does one player like Cam Ward kind of affect everything else? It seems like his impact on Miami is one of confidence, and not just he can make a few throws here and there. It seems like he's uplifted there and like mental approach to things.
Well, he has. A great quarterback can make a big difference, and he's a great one. I just think the poise he has is not very common. He's able to stand in there and deliver the ball under duress without flinching, ever. When you do get a shot on him, it's hard to take him down. He doesn't really go down right away. You kind of have to wrap him up, spin him down, hope more people get there, and he's not going down, so he's a very strong individual. So I give him a lot of credit. We knew coming in the game he was a great player. He's done it 7 weeks in a row now. Helped his team win football games, scores a lot of points, buys extra time, makes plays, never gets rattled. So hats off to him. He's a phenomenal player.
Jeff, when it comes to on the defensive side of the ball, do you just kind of keep hammering the points that you guys have been hammering home, or do you have to maybe look at some change and some repeats?
No, we need to adjust. There's some things we need to do different. So as the head coach, I need to make sure those things get done. I think our guys are working hard. We've tried to correct some things the last 2 weeks. I do think our coaches have put the effort in. I just think that we're going to have to continue to change some things, and I'm going to have to make sure that those changes get done, and we go out there and try to get better. I do think, we've tried to take the approach that we need to challenge things, guard things tighter, make them make plays. I didn't know if that happened as much as I would like this game. Thought we got better in the game as that happened, but that needs to happen from play one to the very end. And if we lose, we need to lose challenging things and getting beat in one-on-one matchups. Obviously, you got to have some intelligence in that and make sure you're not overboard with that. But I just feel like we can defend things better, so we have to get a better plan.
Last two.
Coach, you opted for more of the huddling between plays, but in the second half, saw you go with a little bit more tempo with the defense struggling a little bit. Is that something that you'll possibly look to do more, is go with more tempo and just try to optimize as many offensive possessions as possible?
Well, I think the last couple games we've done that a little bit more. Every year things are different. Last year's formula was play great defense, control the ball, and it helped us to a lot of wins. Obviously, that is not working. So from changing things, hopefully to improve on defense has to happen, and also, yes, adjusting on offense and making sure that whatever we got to do to win, we get done. And if that's opening the thing up a little bit, going a little more tempo, then we'll look at possibly doing that.
Jeff, you've got a short week this week going to BC on Friday night. How do you get these guys refocused after an emotional loss like this to go play on the road?
Well, we want it to sting, and we want to taste the wound, and we want to really despise the taste because it's really an awful taste. The thing I will say, our guys do care. They work hard. They want to win. It just hasn't happened. So, with that said, we preach all year long. It's a one-game season, whether you're 7-0 or 4-3 or whatever it is. 1-6, you've got to come back to next week and play one game the best you can. So if you can't concentrate and do that, and you're not tough enough to withstand the adversity along the way and the highs along the way, then you're not going to be a good football player. We told this is a team sport. Doesn't matter how good one player plays. All 11 on the field have to do it at the same time. And when that doesn't happen, you will not win, no matter how good one player plays. So I just think we all have to, buckle down, grind this thing out, and find ways to improve. Coach.